I'm Valentina Rios, and I'm going to talk about the trip that changed my life. I studied pharmaceutical chemistry, and by the end of 2015, I had been working for the same company during 6 years. At that time, we were bought by a German pharmaceutical company. At the end of 2017, the German pharmaceutical company realized that we could be a very big risk for the company's name. So they decided to close this line of the company. So I was told about the company's closure, and I had to be in charge of the people's dismissal and the production close. The general manager had offered to me a new position in the company, but I was so tired and so affected because that was very hard. I was working in this company since the very beginning, that I just need to relax and take some time to myself. So in December of 2017, when I was told about the company's closure, I said that I needed to take some time, and I made the decision to travel for some time to New York City to study English and to spend some time with one of my best friends since I was a teenager. Finally, I traveled to New York City in March 22nd. It was a spring, so it was very cold. This day it was snowing, so it was a very, very beautiful experience that I had never had. And the plan was getting to an English course the next few weeks. So I started studying Spanish grammar in order to understand English grammar, because I hadn't studied for so long. So I was really, really lost. I lived in New York for almost 6 months. That was the first time since I had graduated, around 13 years, that I was doing something different from working, something that I really wanted and enjoyed. I didn't need to work because of my company's compensation, and of course because of my best friend's support, because I paid her something symbolic, so I could be focused on learning. I was studying and enjoying the city. It was a very, very good experience. I met a lot of people from all over the world, people from Asia, Russia, Africa, Europe, Latin America. It was a very, very good experience. When I started to study, they were teaching us the most basic things. I started in a third level. I was focused on learning, so during the morning I was studying at home, and during the afternoons I was studying during 5 hours in the college I had applied for, LaGuardia Community College. After being 4 months studying in the 4th level, they were teaching us how to read an entire book with a technique that would teach us how to understand the meaning of a word by a deduction. At the same time, the writing teacher asked us to write articles about any topic. So I decided to write about 100 years of solitude. I didn't write about the book itself. I wrote about how my parents had encouraged my siblings and I to love reading since we were children, but they hadn't succeeded until I had finished my career, that I ended up being with this book. I read it and I fell in love with this book. So after a few days in class, the writing teacher called the person who had written about this book or this article. I was really scared because I thought I had made a very big mistake, but I was surprised that the teacher had fell in love with this article. She said that she wanted to publish this article in the college magazine, LaGuardia. So I was so proud and so excited. During my trip in the US, I was mainly in New York City. I walked a lot, I met a lot of people, many Latin American people, but I decided to spend most of the time with an Afghan girl and a Taiwanese girl to make me, or in order to speak more English. So I practiced a lot. I visited many museums and many wonderful places in New York. There is a very big artistic and musical event called Summer Stage, and I could attend many concerts and very beautiful activities. So it was great. Finally, I came back to Colombia in September of 2018, and few weeks later, I received a message from a friend of mine in LaGuardia. She sent me the article, Vas finally published by the teacher. I was so happy because my article was published in the college magazine. Since I came back to Colombia, I had never stopped practicing English. I think this experience and being involved in a new culture and in a different language and meet a lot of people from all over the world had changed the way I see the life. So I think I'm different now. Before, my job was my priority. I was living just for my work, but now things are different. Right now, the most important thing in my life is myself, my wellness, my happiness. I think every person should have the opportunity to live this kind of experience that can change the way we see the life. Thank you.